But if you close your eyes.
Welcome to Mr. Stroud's Psychology and Sociology Surgery. Now, we're going to do a psychology one today. Hannah and Ellie were asking a little bit about research methods, so we're going to go through that. Let's just start with the psychology fact of the week, which is that 68% of people suffer from something called phantom vibration syndrome. Now, that's the feeling that your phone is vibrating, and actually it's not. I'm sure you've all had that, especially in lessons when you shouldn't have the phone on. Okay, but yeah, 68% of people suffer from this. Okay, now, we'll get on to meme of the week and the competition in a minute, but let's just sort of go through some research methods. Now, when you go to university, if you want to do psychology at university, this is something you need to know. You need to know how to write a full study, research methods and all. So we're just going to go through what you need to do. Okay, so you've started a study, you're ready to go. First thing you need to do is think about what participants you're going to get. Okay, now I'm going to ask you, while you're doing this, to write down 3 sampling techniques. Okay, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to do that. Okay, so I'm sure some of you came up with stuff like random sample, opportunity sample, snowball sample. Stratified sample, etc. Okay, now if you need any help with the differences, come see me in GOAA and I'll help you out with that. Okay, as soon as you've got your participants, you need to think about your IVs and your DVs. So remember, the IV is what you measure and the DV is what you... No, it's not. So the IV is what you change, okay, and the DV is what you measure. So for example, I'm looking at ice creams. My IV would be the type of ice cream and the DV will be which one they like best. Strawberry, obviously. Okay. Now when you've done that, you need to know what design you're going to do. Now we've talked about repeated measures and we've talked about individual groups. So remember, repeated measures is when a participant will do more than one condition. Okay. In an independent group, the participants only do one of those conditions. So, quick multiple choice question. Does Loftus and Palmer use repeated measures or independent groups?
But if you close your eyes.
Okay, so you've used your sampling technique to find your participants. You've got your IV and you've got your DV and you have the design you want to use. Next is procedure. Now obviously, as we talked about before, the procedure has to be spot on. As much detail as possible, and the reason for that is reliability. If you did the study again, you want exactly the same results. So remember the cup of tea? And the idea in the cup of tea that if you want exactly the same cup of tea, you have to make it exactly the same. So the detail is really, really important. Down to the temperature in the room, or the light in the room, or how many people are in the room, or where they're sitting in the room. All of these things could affect it. They're an extraneous variable. Okay? Now, after you've done your procedure, you've done your study now, because obviously you'd have gone through that procedure. You now get to results. Now, a few of the students in my class were talking about standard deviation and they're still a little bit confused. Okay, so in the next bit, I'm going to talk about standard deviation. Okay, so standard deviation is essentially how far your data is away from the mean. I'll give you an example. We have 4 people here, okay, and they're all asked to do a memory recall test out of 30. Now, he's not very good. Number 1 got 10 out of 30. Number 2 got 12 out of 30. Number 3 got 10 out of 30. And number 4 got 10 out of 30 as well. Now, their results are pretty similar. Okay, now the mean of those is 10.5. So this line right in the middle is the mean. Okay, now in this example, someone got just below that, someone got on that, someone got just above that, and someone got on that. You can see how close they are to this mean. Now this is a good thing, okay, because essentially it suggests that your data is reliable. It's valid because everybody gets the similar amount. So your mean's going to be spot on. However, in this other example, this guy only gets 1 out of 30, this guy gets 2 out of 30, this guy gets 5 out of 30, and this smart Alec here, 30 out of 30. Okay. Now, in this example, the mean is 9.5. But as you can see, no one's anywhere near that. So on this table, you've got the 1s, you've got the 2s, the 3s. On this side, you've got the 30. Now, we can say the mean is 9.5, but as you can see, the mean really isn't. Because the mean, none of the data is anywhere near that mean. So the standard deviation here would be bad. Now, in your exam, you won't be asked to work out standard deviation, but it might show you some tables about standard deviation. It will ask you what standard deviation is and also how it works. Okay, so you do need to know essentially why we do standard deviation. Okay, so you've done your study, you've found your results, okay, and now you usually do something called a discussion. Now this is essentially a evaluation of what you've done and what you've found. Now this is when you evaluate yourself. Okay, so we've done so many studies where I've asked you to grade or evaluate them. Okay, this is what you do in your discussion. Now I'm going to ask you now to have a go in a study. It's a made-up study. In a study, and you're using a classroom. Okay, what extraneous variables may cause your IV to not really correlate with your DV? So what extraneous variables in a classroom might affect your results? Okay, I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Okay, so you might have come up with the idea of if the room's too hot, if it's a different day, if it's temperature, but also think of demand characteristics, please use, screw you effect, think of observer effect, think of experimenter effect. Evaluation is going to get you the top marks. Okay, so work on evaluations throughout. Okay, there's a little bit there about research methods. If you do want to know anything else, like I said, come see me or email me, and I'll get that on the next video. Okay, competition time. Now the winners of the competition last time were Ellie and Connor. They received some chocolate, so well done you. Right, competition today is an anagram. There we go. It's an anagram, and the anagram is merchandised attic car. It's a keyword, and if you can solve the anagram, make sure that you come see me. I don't really take emails, so come to see me. First person to talk to me and say it will get the prize, okay? And this is the meme of the week. This was again by Ellie and Hannah. Guys, I need some more people to get me some memes. Okay? Here it is. Enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.
But if you close your eyes